Nick, welcome back to Music and Widescreen. It's great to have you here. How are things going?
They're going all right. Yeah, going all right. We're getting ready for Gear Fest here at Sweetwater. It's our big yearly trade show. We're doing it virtually one more time because we couldn't, even though things are opening up, we couldn't just open up too late to actually get people here physically. So everybody around where I'm at work right now. My office, everybody here is all just focused on that. So it's a little crazy, but
nice.
Other than that, things are moving forward.
Cool. And you've got your drum kit there. I love to have an office with a drum kit and my solo vinyl. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I had to do something. Yeah, my electric kit's there. I can't put a real drum kit in here because it's a little too noisy.
A little too noisy.
But I kind of work on all the stuff I do here at Sweetwater in this office, making the music for the drum demos and learning about the gear and my little mad scientist room here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, hey, we've got amazing, everybody is super excited. Big Train has another album coming out here. And of course, I'm a guy that traveled to Europe 3 times to see Big Train, Cadogan Hall. What was it? King's Cross. And then it was the Night of the Prague. So for me,
okay. Yeah.
So great. You've been a part of some amazing bands. This album is sure not to disappoint the fans. I think a little bit, different. The band's definitely changing, but there's certainly a lot of things in there that make people excited about Big Train are on this album as well. It starts off though with maybe what could have been a somber song. It's the subject matter is about the pandemic, but it's so happy and uplifting. You can almost do jazz hands to that song, right? And was that kind of like a conscious decision? Okay, we got a subject matter that's pretty dire, but we don't want to just start off with this thing that's like a downer, right?
Well, I think I could be wrong, but I think David Longdon wrote that tune, and originally I didn't know if they weren't 100% sold on it coming on the record,
right?
But then, as things were going, the pandemic was kind of getting worse.
Right.
Everything was getting canceled, and stuff. And we couldn't, we were supposed to be together this July to film a thing for like a live stream that got canceled.
Right.
Obviously our original American tour. I mean, everything just kind of got thrown in the garbage. So it sort of became more apropos, this tune and the subject matter about it to put it on the record. And, I was just doing an interview with David a second ago, and he was going, the song is definitely about what's going on now.
Right.
And it'd be great 5 years from now to never have to sing that song again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have it live. It was like a period piece, that kind of thing. Because we all want to get past all of this crap. And it's sort of a little Elton John-esque, a little blues sort of vibe to it, and it's talking about what's going on. Right.
And did David? He mentioned to me on the air last time I had him that he felt like he might have had it before they even know what it was, and he was struggling with his breathing, and maybe he went to the hospital even prior, maybe in like November prior to the February where it started being known. So
yeah, it could be. I mean, I think I had something too, because we had just gotten back from California at the big NAMM convention.
Oh, right.
Basically, the whole world's together there doing as a music trade show, and you usually get come back and they call it NAMM-thrax.
Right.
Every time you come back from NAMM, you get a cold or something a week later. And I got sick. I actually had to stay home from work for a few days, which I never miss work. I've never missed a day here at Sweetwater, and I had really bad headaches and stuff. So. Could have been something like that too. Who knows?
Right. Well, that's interesting. Well, I'll tell you that as I kind of go through the tracks here, a little bit, not every single one, but there's a lot of voices on the second track. Is it All the Love We Can Give? And is it David singing like in a bass or baritone thing? I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah. So when I got to write a little bit more for Big Train. I'm getting to write more as the years go on, which is fantastic, right? So I came up with this tune, and I really enjoy David's voice at a lower register.
Right.
I think he's got a very full sounding, beautiful voice wherever he sings, but down low, it's just nice and full and stuff.
Right.
And I had this vibe of like 80s era David Bowie. We're both Bowie fans and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So I was coming up with this tune and the vibe, and I go, man, I would love to hear David sing low and,
Right.
you know, and the song is about loving people you might not really want to love, you know, and if you just treated everybody like you wouldn't want to be treated, life could be so much easier.
Right.
You know, whether you agree with them or not, you just treat everybody with respect and,
right.
You know, it's just make life simpler in my view.
Right.
That's kind of the overarching thing. So
yeah,
I was just going for that sound, and you know, the song takes some twists and turns stylistically, but that opening section and the end section, I definitely thought of him singing low on purpose,
right,
to kind of give it that sort of Bowie-esque sort of mellow,
right.
sultry tone to his voice.
Well, I like it too because, like other songs that you've been a part of, I kind of like the change. I think, you know, when you have him down there and then he sings maybe in a register that the fans are more comfortable with, it even sounds that much more interesting and better. You know, it's kind of like this. I'm getting actually a little bit of goosebumps thinking about it. It sounds just kind of cool when he comes out of it, right? The change, you know,
right?
And I really like that. And let's, you know, you kind of talked about the subject matter and about getting along and stuff. And let me turn my head just a little bit out of here. We can see the hands. This is not even a handshake. This is a forearm grab here. This is purposely probably more than just a handshake, right? This is we need to unite. And I can't really read. I assume there's script in here in many different languages. I assume it's the same thing. Do you want to let us know exactly what that says over, you know, in 100 different languages on the cover? Okay.
I should know it's my band. I think it's Common Ground, but I don't.
Okay,
don't quote me on that.
I will tell you, it's not that.
It's not that. Okay, because I know they reached out to fans to get the translation, and I forget. I'm spacing on what it is.
Okay,
right?
It's something that divides us.
That's the sentence?
It's something. I don't know the first part of it because I could only make out some of it.
Oh, maybe it's what happens at the, you know, because the Common Ground video's out.
Yeah.
It's probably what the first line in the video.
Okay.
There's more that unites us than divides us. I think
that's probably what it is then. All right. So I didn't mean to. I hate to put you on the spot like that.
I'm a little slow.
So okay, well, great. All right. That's a great tone. I mean, we really need that these days, right? So that kind of thinking. And then okay, so it sounds like I'm going through all the songs, but I'm really not. Black with Ink is the third track, and I swear to God, when I was listening to it, okay, this is the most complimentary thing I've ever said, but I had to look and make sure it was an Abacab for a second because there's about 2 measures and it goes completely off of there but I'm like, is this Abacab?
Really has a little turn it on again vibe to
it. Turn it on again. Maybe that's what it was. It's just a couple measures that I didn't even pick the right song. But that has this great soaring ending, and it was like, okay, now I'm hearing, you know, the things that I love about Big Train, because I love the you know, like Judas Unrepentant and things like that. It's just unbelievable, you know, goose pimply type of stuff. And I first got that really with Black with Ink, and Apollo I really liked. It has features the horn section, and it's kind of when you know that Ricard is your keyboard player. That one, that's totally Ricard. I think wow, that sounds a little bit like Beardfish. He loves those patches that he uses on that particular song. So what's actually, and I want to ask you, what songs do you have composer credits on? Is that a defined list or is it a little bit vague?
No.
Okay.
All the love we can give is my track, and Apollo is my track.
Okay, great. I really did enjoy both of those tracks, and I think there's the single that's out. The title track is out right now, right? Is that correct? And that's, you know, that's got some wonderful melodies in there. You know, Nick, you've been part of bands that have just had some of my favorite melodies, whether it's, you know, Spock's Beard or Kevin Gilbert, your own solo stuff. Karma I particularly happen to really like, and Common Ground just you know, it's kind of frustrating for me that this stuff doesn't have a place for, a chart. You know what I'm saying? How's it? Does it chart in the UK?
Yeah,
The big
we
train
started
stuff.
a number of times there,
Yeah.
and and we're looking to do that again, hopefully with this record. And it's just,
Yeah.
listen, it's a building block. It's one step at a time. It's tough. There's a lot of noise out there, and you're competing with,
Right.
the big labels still.
Right.
And even though people get music differently now, but it's a lot of competition out there.
Right.
And so we just do what we can do. Not really going for that, but
Right.
the way the band is expanding and growing and reaching new people, we're doing something right, because we're able to every record is kind of getting bigger and bigger for us.
That's
We have
great.
a nice team of people helping us out in the back end, from
Right.
business side to the internet world and promotion and publicity and this kind of stuff. So all of those things are growing with the band as well too. A proper booking agent, and
Right.
these kinds of things. So it's really sort of everything is kind of stepping up record by record.
Right. That's kind of how it was kind of meant to be done, right? It's marketing over. It's that it's musicianship over marketing, right? You've come out with something. It gets more and more. You get more and more attention every album, instead of like let's come out with, let's have a stable of writers write something. Let's put a face to it. Let's throw $3 million at marketing, right? It's actually, this is building from the ground up the band brand, right? It's a brand.
Totally. I mean, listen, when I first joined the band, we were just making music for fun.
Right.
The guys didn't even, we knew we had something good going on, but we didn't even know we were going to play live at the beginning.
Right.
Making records. And then we decided, man, we can't just keep making, we got to go do something.
Right.
And we were getting asked to play live by fans and stuff. And so once we played live that first time at King's Place, where you came and saw those first three gigs, really cemented in our own brains, I think, that we got something good.
Right.
Let's see if we can, and we want to play live more. Let's see if we can't kind of go to the next level, and that's what we've been trying to do.
Right. And obviously those live shows were amazing. At King Cross, I don't know where they found that venue, but wow, what a beautiful venue. Cool. It reminds me kind of like of a PBS show, like like you would get in the States. Just great. It was all wood. The horns maybe were on the second floor. I can't remember. It was outstanding. Yeah. Really great. And so let's kind of also tie this up a little bit with Atlantic Cable, which seemed to be like this was going to be a great ending of the album, and it has like these wonderful lyrics like "Let mankind be done," and kind of it's bringing the whole thing together. And I thought it was going to end there, and then that song went for like another 7 minutes after that lyric, and there was another song. I just thought, wow, this was a long, multi ending here. It had so many facets to it. Did you have a sense of that, or when you're during the writing process, does that not really come across about how we're ending this thing and what the ending it feels like for the people listening?
Well, I mean, that both the last two songs are Greg's songs.
Right.
But yeah, listen, we're always thinking about like as the listener, we want to try and put a record together and sequence songs that make it entertaining. Right. I mean, hopefully, people don't listen to music like they used to, but when we put records together, we're putting them together, the songs in order on purpose.
Right.
Kind of hopefully take you for a ride. I mean, listen, I still love sitting down and listening to a record from beginning to end.
Right.
Thankfully, a lot of people do, but not the way of the world, really. So, but we always think about that for sure. So it doesn't just kind of come out of nowhere where it ends. It feels like it wasn't supposed to end. We try not to do any of those things. So we put some thought into it for sure. Right.
Well, that's great. And you said you got some more composer credits. Did Ricard as well, or who's actually writing these days? Is that a kind of a loaded question, or is everybody?
No. We're all writing. I mean, it's kind of been growing over the years.
Right.
David has a few songs on the record. He's got Strangest Times and Common Ground, and Greg has Black with Ink and Dandelion Clock, and he's writing the majority, but I mean, it's just kind of the way it worked out. So it's just, I mean, the group is writing as a whole. Ricard came up with a really cool piano piece on Common Ground.
Mhm.
It's the piece that plays before Apollo, I believe. Headwaters, I think it's called.
Okay. Right.
That's Ricard's piece. So everybody's, lending their talents to the record.
That's awesome. And so let's talk a little bit about if this is a question you may not know, but is the vinyl gonna is it 44 minutes? Is it fitting on a vinyl? Is it 2 vinyls? Do you happen to know that deal?
I don't know that for sure, but I believe it's one record.
It's 1 record. Okay. All right, very good. And I do know for people out there watching, there is a color version, there's a black version, there's a CD, there's a download. So if anything you want is out there, and if you go to Big Train's website, you will find that there are a handful of one sold out, but there's a handful of kind of grouped products. If you want to get like a T-shirt and a vinyl, or the black and the color vinyl, they've got some really nice things out there on the website. Hey Nick, you know what? I took up a lot of your time the first time, and so I think I'm ready to let you go here at the 15-minute mark, if that's cool. Is there anything we should mention at this point?
Whatever you want to talk about, man, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, just listen. The UK dates, for everyone watching this over in the UK dates are already on sale and announced.
Okay.
Soon we'll be announcing some American dates. We have a nice big fat American tour, or I should say North American tour, because Canada is involved as well.
Oh,
those dates will be announced hopefully any day now. We're just finishing up the final little details. So we can't wait to do that. We're going to see a lot of this country. We're going to play a lot of cities.
Wow.
And it's going to be really exciting for the band. So I can't wait for everybody to know what those are. So that announcement's coming soon.
Okay.
The record drops the end of July, and we're really ready to get past everything that we've been dealing with, everybody's been dealing with, and get back to what we hopefully do best.
Right.
Everybody make some music together.
That's amazing. And when does the tour start in the UK, if you don't mind me asking, so people have to look it up?
It's in March.
Like in the month. March?
Yeah. March of 2022.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome to hear.
All that info is on MusicInWideScreen.com.
Okay.
You can see everything there.
And do you think I can air this video before you guys mention dates, or should I wait for that? Because is the fact that US dates are coming, is that what's the right word? Embargoed? Is that information I cannot allow?
No, we've said that online.
Okay.
Like written interviews and stuff like that. Everybody knows we just can't announce. We haven't announced them, and we need to do this like quick, because as you've probably noticed, every band and their brother is already touring or already announcing shows. So we need. It's gonna, since the lockdown, the pandemic is sort of calming down.
Right.
Bands are getting out there fast to play gigs.
Right.
And a lot of stuff's announced and that kind of stuff. So we need to announce soon, because we're going to be competing with a lot of bands for listeners' dollars and stuff to come see shows, because it needs to happen soon, and I'm sure it's going to.
It's going to, yeah. And did you guys have any problem with the vinyl production? Do you know? I mean, I put out a vinyl. It took me 9 months from the test pressing to get the
Everything is like 5 to 6 months lead time.
Okay. Yeah.
So whenever you make a record, you got to make it with that in mind. And we knew this last year, because the pandemic really put things behind. So if you're going to put something out, you just got to realize, and you want to put it out on vinyl, you have to put that lead time into your plans.
So you guys have had this kind of final thing. You've been sitting on this for
at least a half a year. For a while. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the songs have been around for a year.
Yeah.
Or so. And so we're just been waiting for that. Right.
All right. Well, that's very exciting. The Prague World is going to be very excited when that drops at the end of the month here, and we're very, hey, I'm always excited for you, Nick. You're such a good guy. That if I could say that, I don't really know you that well, but I've seen you perform since 2002 at the Kevin Gilbert thing, and it's always been a pleasure to watch you and chat with you here and there. So thanks for your time. Pleasure. And we'll see you after your next project.
Soon we'll be announcing some American dates. We have a nice big fat American tour